Kev, look, let me ask you a question. How much you think it would cost to kill somebody?
In a tense turn of events, the rap world is buzzing as 50 Cent issued a stern warning to the game, urging him to stay away from him before things take a dangerous turn. The air is thick with anticipation as fans speculate on the brewing conflict between these two heavyweight artists. Does 50 Cent have the guts to slide on the game? Well, with their rivalry spanning over 2 decades, anything is possible. So how exactly did 50 Cent and the game find themselves in this situation? 50 Cent warns the game. The most recent back and forth between the two longtime rivals, 50 Cent and the game, came after the 2022 Super Bowl. As the world eagerly anticipated the Super Bowl halftime show, one name was noticeably absent from the star-studded lineup. The Game, a Compton-bred rapper with a reputation for his electrifying performances and unfiltered lyrics, found himself on the sidelines, excluded from the grand stage he believed he deserved. The Super Bowl halftime show, headlined by music legends Dr. Dre, 50 Cent, Kendrick Lamar, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, and Mary J. Blige, was hailed as a celebration of Los Angeles rap culture. The performance was a love letter to the city's rich musical heritage, despite the fact that not all the artists hailed from the area. However, the game firmly believed that he should have been included in this historic showcase, standing shoulder to shoulder with his fellow Los Angeles artists. After the event, the game took to Instagram to share his frustration. According to him, he should have performed at the prestigious event. The game even appeared in an interview where he let out his frustrations. According to him, since the event was held in LA, his hometown, it didn't make sense for artists from other cities to perform with the exclusion of the home artists. Furthermore, he argued that if the event was held in any other city, he wouldn't also expect to see artists from LA get invited. We on the West Coast are the only motherfuckers who have this crab in a barrel mentality where we want to keep niggas down. Snoop Dogg is an icon, Dre is an icon, M is an icon, but M is not from LA. 50 is not from LA. I'm not taking away from the fact that they were on the Super Bowl, but LA artists wouldn't have been in the Detroit Super Bowl or New York Super Bowl. It just wouldn't have happened. LA, all around the Super Bowl, and I didn't get the call. He said in the interview, the game's frustration stemmed from the perception that artists from Los Angeles were not given the same opportunities as their counterparts from other cities. He highlighted the crab in a barrel mentality that plagues the West Coast music scene, where artists are often pitted against each other instead of being uplifted together. The game firmly believed that his exclusion was a reflection of this mentality, a missed opportunity to showcase the true essence of Los Angeles rap culture. The game also expressed his disappointment, revealing that he felt overlooked due to his unpredictable nature and refusal to conform to the industry's expectations of a safe artist. His raw talent and unfiltered persona, which have earned him a dedicated fan base, were seemingly deemed too risky for the prestigious Super Bowl stage. The real reason I wasn't on the Super Bowl is because I'm not a safe artist, he explained. You don't know what the game gonna do when he get up there, so it's just like he not safe, so they went with the safe artists. Despite the hurt he experienced, the game emphasized that he holds no ill will towards the performers who were chosen for the Super Bowl halftime show. Instead, he expressed his disappointment that his mentor, Dr. Dre, did not reach out to explain the decision or offer any consolation. The game's belief in his own talent and his unwavering connection to the streets of Los Angeles fueled his conviction that he deserved a spot on the grand stage. I talk to Dre often. I just know if I was Dre and he was game, he would have been up there, he continued. That's just it. It's LA. I am LA. I'm in the streets. So yeah, I was hurt. Now, am I bothered by it today? I'm not bothered by it today. Well, 50 Cent, the game's old nemesis, was having none of it and decided to clap back ruthlessly. It all started on a fateful evening after 50 Cent received an Emmy for his electrifying halftime performance at the 2022 Super Bowl. Basking in the glory of his achievement, 50 Cent couldn't resist the urge to stir the pot. Taking to his Instagram account, 50 Cent posted a photo of the game, his former G-Unit artist, with a caption that read, "No caption needed." Accompanying the caption were laughing emojis, hinting at a hidden message behind the seemingly innocent post. Fans and followers immediately began speculating about the intentions behind 50 Cent's cryptic message. The pic, which kind of showed the game looking mad and grumpy, was 50 Cent's way of mocking his rival for being bitter about not getting invited to perform at the Super Bowl. The post quickly gained traction, spreading like wildfire across social media platforms. Fans of both artists eagerly awaited the game's response, knowing that he never backs down from a challenge. And true to form, the game didn't disappoint. Upon catching wind of 50 Cent's post, the game swiftly retaliated by sharing an old picture of the New York rapper. The image depicted 50 Cent wearing an open shirt and a slack tie, a fashion choice that raised eyebrows. The game's caption, "No caption needed," accompanied by 3 laughing emojis, sent a clear message that he was ready to engage in this social media battle. But the game didn't stop there. He added fuel to the fire by including the hashtag spicy nigga and what yo eyebrow doing, along with a chili pepper emoji. These additional jabs intensified the tension between the two artists and further fueled the anticipation of their next moves. However, as quickly as the game had entered the ring, he decided to remove his post. Perhaps realizing the potential consequences of his actions, the game opted to take a step back. But this only left fans wondering what would come next in this escalating feud. The stage was set for a showdown between two rap heavyweights, each armed with their wit, charisma, and a loyal fan base. As the internet buzzed with anticipation, all eyes were on 50 Cent, waiting to see how he would respond to the game's shots. The battle had just begun. Obviously, 50 Cent couldn't let the game have the last word. Known for his quick wit and relentless trolling, he had a response up his sleeve that would leave everyone talking. Taking to his Instagram and Twitter pages, 50 Cent shared a gif of himself laughing hysterically. The gif perfectly captured his amusement and served as a visual representation of his victory in this social media battle. But 50 Cent didn't stop there. He accompanied the gif with a caption that read, "Oh no, I'm sorry you don't get one." This cleverly crafted message was a direct jab at the game's lack of an Emmy trophy, contrasting it with 50 Cent's recent win. It was a subtle way of asserting his dominance and reminding the game of his own accomplishments. Continuing his taunting, 50 Cent added, "Then the first week 18K, if you need someone to talk to, I'm here for you, LOL." This biting remark referred to the game's album sales, suggesting that they were significantly lower than 50 Cent's own impressive numbers. It was a not-so-subtle reminder of their differing levels of success and a way for 50 Cent to further assert his superiority. With his final laugh, 50 Cent made it clear that he considered himself the victor in this social media feud. His response showcased his ability to turn the tables and have the last word, leaving the game and fans alike stunned by his wit and confidence. However, it is important to note that the game's album Drillmatic actually debuted with 25,000 units in its first week and not the 18,000 as 50 Cent claimed. The two went at each other again after the game appeared on an episode of Drink Champs and made a rather controversial remark. The game made some shocking comments about his former mentor, Dr. Dre. He boldly claimed that Kanye West did more for him in just 2 weeks than Dr. Dre did throughout their entire relationship. This statement sent shockwaves through the hip-hop community, as Dr. Dre played a pivotal role in the game's early career. After signing him to Aftermath Entertainment, Dr. Dre helped launch the game's debut album, The Documentary, in 2005, which went on to become a classic in the genre. Unsurprisingly, 50 Cent, who has a complicated history with both the game and Dr. Dre, couldn't resist weighing in on the controversy. He took to Twitter and shared a screenshot of the game's remarks, accompanied by the caption, "Hun, what happened here?" This tweet ignited a fiery exchange between the two artists, with the game reminding 50 Cent of their past conflicts and warning him to stay out of the situation. The game hopped in the comment section and wrote, "Last time you did this with me, G-Unit Clothing got put in a casket with the entire group in AMP. You went into television. I like power and shit. Leave it alone. I'm back outside." G-Unit Clothing was founded in 2003 when 50 Cent, who just released his monster first album Get Rich or Die Trying, joined forces with Ecko Owned founder Mark Ecko. After seeing monumental success, the brand ultimately ended its partnership with Ecko in 2008 and began being sold exclusively online as in 2019. But shortly after 50 Cent's surprise appearance at the Super Bowl, the brand was given new life. On March 1st, he tweeted G-Unit Clothing was selling new items. The game then called out his rival during one of his performances, leading 50 Cent to threaten him. The atmosphere was electric as the game took the stage at the Legends Only concert in Houston. The crowd was buzzing with anticipation, unaware of the bombshell that was about to be dropped. As the spotlight shone on the game, he seized the moment to make his feelings towards 50 Cent crystal clear. "I still don't with 50 Cent. He's a bitch. Ain't no cut with that nigga. He's a sucker. I'ma say it in Houston. I'll say it in New York. I'll say it anywhere. He's a straight bitch. And I like the TV shows, but put that on the internet," he declared. The game's words reverberated through the venue, leaving the audience stunned. Gasps and murmurs filled the air as they tried to process the magnitude of what they had just witnessed. The game's call-out was unapologetic and unfiltered, leaving no doubt about the depth of his animosity towards 50 Cent. The game's call-out had an immediate impact, not only on the audience at the concert, but also on the millions of fans who watched the video circulating on social media. It was a moment that would go down in hip-hop history, further fueling the flames of their long-standing feud. As news of the game's call-out spread like wildfire, fans and industry insiders alike were left in anticipation of 50 Cent's response, which he did. 50 Cent took to social media where he wrote, "Oh no, you're making me nervous now. You know it's not safe around me when I'm nervous. LOL." The beef between them continues to heat up and is showing no signs of slowing down. The rivalry has gone on for around 2 decades, which makes one wonder what caused a rift between the two who were once friends and collaborators. Beef origins. From their early days as label mates on G-Unit Records to the fiery diss tracks and public confrontations, this feud has captivated the music industry and shocked fans worldwide. In order to understand the roots of the beef between 50 Cent and The Game, we must go back to the early 2000s when their paths first crossed. It was during this time that Dr. Dre, a legendary figure in the hip-hop industry, played a pivotal role in bringing these two rap stars together. Dr. Dre recognized the potential of The Game, a talented West Coast rapper, and saw an opportunity to boost his presence in the industry. With his debut album, The Documentary on the Horizon, The Game needed a platform to showcase his skills and gain recognition. That's when Dr. Dre approached 50 Cent, who was already a prominent figure in the rap game, with a proposition. Dr. Dre convinced 50 Cent to include The Game in his rap group G-Unit as a strategic move to elevate The Game's profile. This collaboration would not only benefit The Game, but also add another layer of talent to G-Unit. With 50 Cent's endorsement, The Game's star was set to rise. The documentary became the platform for their collaboration, featuring 50 Cent on 3 singles from the album. This joint effort showcased the chemistry between the two artists and set the stage for what could have been a fruitful partnership. However, little did they know that this collaboration would eventually lead to one of the most explosive feuds in hip-hop history. The seeds of discord were sown, and the stage was set for a clash between these two rap powerhouses. As the collaboration between 50 Cent and The Game gained momentum, tensions began to simmer beneath the surface. One particular incident that added fuel to the fire occurred during the shooting of the music video for their hit single, Hate It or Love It. It was during this video shoot that the animosity between 50 Cent and The Game became palpable. Allegedly, 50 Cent refused to sit next to The Game in a car scene, a move that sent shockwaves through the hip-hop community. This act of defiance was a clear indication that their working relationship was far from harmonious. The refusal to share a car seat may seem like a minor issue, but in the world of hip-hop, where egos run high, even the smallest slights can escalate into full-blown feuds. This incident served as a precursor to the larger conflicts that would soon unfold between 50 Cent and The Game. The tensions behind the scenes on the Hate It or Love It video shoot were a clear sign that the relationship between these two rap stars was deteriorating rapidly. Little did they know that this disagreement would be just the tip of the iceberg in their ongoing feud. The beef between 50 Cent and The Game reached a boiling point in 2005 when 50 Cent made a shocking announcement during a radio interview. In a move that sent shockwaves through the hip-hop community, 50 Cent publicly dismissed The Game from G-Unit, effectively severing their ties. During the interview, 50 Cent didn't hold back his feelings towards The Game. He boldly declared that The Game was gone and should refrain from mentioning G-Unit in his songs. This public dismissal was a clear indication that their once promising collaboration had come to an abrupt end. The Game, who had been an integral part of G-Unit, was now left in a state of uncertainty. The fallout from this radio interview reverberated throughout the industry, leaving fans and fellow artists stunned by the sudden dissolution of their partnership. This public dismissal not only marked a turning point in the relationship between 50 Cent and The Game, but also set the stage for a series of events that would further escalate their feud. The Game's departure from G-Unit would prove to be a catalyst for the release of numerous diss tracks and a bitter war of words between the two rap stars. The aftermath of 50 Cent's public dismissal of The Game from G-Unit was nothing short of explosive. Fueled by anger and a desire to confront 50 Cent, The Game made a bold move by attempting to confront him at a radio station. However, what was meant to be a confrontation quickly turned into a chaotic and violent scene. As The Game tried to gain access to the radio station, a scuffle broke out between his entourage and 50 Cent's crew. The tension escalated to a point where shots were fired, plunging the situation into a state of chaos and danger. Amidst the chaos, one of The Game's associates was shot in the leg, adding a chilling layer of violence to the already intense feud. The incident sent shockwaves through the hip-hop community, highlighting the dangerous consequences that can arise when beef spills over into real-life confrontations. This shooting incident served as a stark reminder of the high stakes involved in the feud between 50 Cent and The Game. It was a moment that would forever be etched in the history of their beef, leaving a lasting impact on both their careers and the perception of their feud. In the wake of the shooting incident at the radio station, the feud between 50 Cent and The Game took an unexpected turn. Both sides realized the gravity of the situation and the potential consequences of their ongoing beef. In a surprising move, they publicly announced in 2005 that they would be laying their beef to rest. This public reconciliation was met with a mix of skepticism and hope from fans in the hip-hop community. It seemed like a glimmer of hope that the feud between these two rap stars might finally come to an end. The Game and 50 Cent expressed their intentions to move forward and put their differences aside. However, as with many high-profile feuds, the peace treaty between 50 Cent and The Game proved to be short-lived. Despite their public announcement, the underlying tensions and unresolved issues between them would resurface, reigniting the flames of their beef. The public reconciliation between 50 Cent and The Game serves as a reminder of the fragile nature of such feuds. While it offered a momentary reprieve from the intense animosity, it was only a matter of time before their relationship would once again descend into chaos and hostility. Despite the public reconciliation between 50 Cent and The Game, the peace between them was short-lived. The fragile truce shattered and tensions resurfaced within G-Unit, leading to a decision that would permanently sever ties with The Game. G-Unit, the rap group that once included The Game, began to criticize his street credibility, questioning his authenticity and loyalty. These criticisms created a deep divide within the group, ultimately leading to The Game's departure. The rift between The Game and G-Unit was irreparable. The Game's departure marked a significant turning point in their feud, as it solidified the divide between the two camps. The Game was no longer part of the G-Unit family, and the animosity between him and 50 Cent intensified. This departure from G-Unit not only fueled The Game's determination to prove himself as a solo artist, but also set the stage for a new chapter in their feud. The Game would go on to release diss tracks aimed at G-Unit, while 50 Cent responded with his own brand of lyrical warfare. The decision to part ways with The Game was a defining moment in the feud between 50 Cent and The Game. It marked the end of an era and set the stage for a series of diss tracks and public jabs that would further escalate their bitter rivalry. With The Game's departure from G-Unit, a new chapter in the feud between 50 Cent and The Game began to unfold. The Game, determined to assert his independence and strike back at his former group, initiated the birth of a movement known as G-Unit. The Game boycotted G-Unit and released a scathing diss track titled 300 Bars and Running. This epic track, spanning over 15 minutes, took aim at 50 Cent and his crew, delivering a relentless barrage of lyrical blows. It was a bold statement from The Game, showcasing his lyrical prowess and his refusal to back down. In response, 50 Cent retaliated in his own unique way. In the music video for his song Piggy Bank, 50 Cent featured The Game as a Mr. Potato Head doll, mocking and belittling him. This visual representation of The Game as a toy was a symbolic gesture, highlighting 50 Cent's dismissal and diminishing of his former collaborator. The birth of G-Unit and the release of 300 Bars and Running marked a significant escalation in the feud between 50 Cent and The Game. It was a battle of words and imagery, with both artists using their music and visuals to take shots at each other. The diss tracks and public jabs became the ammunition in their ongoing war. This phase of the feud showcased the intensity and creativity that can arise when two rap heavyweights clash. In a surprising turn of events, The Game extended an olive branch to 50 Cent, expressing his desire to reconcile and put an end to their feud. In 2006, The Game publicly stated his willingness to mend fences and move forward together. The Game acknowledged the potential they had as a group and the success they could achieve if they were to reunite. He reflected on the chemistry they once shared and the missed opportunities that came with their fallout. The Game's gesture was an unexpected plea for unity and a chance to recapture the magic they once had. However, despite The Game's efforts, 50 Cent did not respond to his attempt at reconciliation. The silence from 50 Cent spoke volumes, leaving The Game's hopes for a reunion unfulfilled. The door to reconciliation remained closed, and their feud continued to simmer beneath the surface. The Game's willingness to extend an olive branch showcased his desire to move past the animosity and find common ground. Unfortunately, without a response from 50 Cent, their feud persisted, leaving fans and the hip-hop community wondering if a resolution would ever be reached. In an effort to make amends and seek redemption, The Game extended his apology beyond 50 Cent. He directed his remorse towards two influential figures in the music industry, Dr. Dre and Jimmy Iovine. The Game recognized the impact that Dr. Dre and Jimmy Iovine had on his career and the potential they had as a collective group. He acknowledged his past mistakes and the role he played in the deterioration of their relationships. The Game's apology was a sincere attempt to mend the bridges he had burned and restore the trust that was lost. By extending his apology to Dr. Dre and Jimmy Iovine, The Game demonstrated his growth and maturity. He recognized the significance of their guidance and the opportunities that could have been realized if they had remained united. However, despite The Game's efforts to reconcile, G-Unit, including 50 Cent, rejected his apology. The rejection further fueled the flames of their feud, leaving The Game to navigate his career without the support and mentorship of these influential figures. The Game's efforts to reconcile and mend the broken relationships within the group were met with resistance and a refusal to accept any form of reconciliation. G-Unit made it clear that they were not willing to forgive or forget the past transgressions. The wounds ran deep, and the animosity between them remained firmly intact. The rejection of The Game's apology solidified the divide between him and G-Unit, leaving little hope for a resolution. The feud between 50 Cent and The Game continued to escalate, fueled by their mutual refusal to let go of the past. Diss tracks, public jabs, and verbal sparring became the norm as both artists used their platforms to express their disdain for one another. In 2013, The Game made a bold move in an effort to mend the broken ties between himself and G-Unit. He initiated a petition urging fans to sign and support a G-Unit reunion. The Game's hope was to bring the group back together and recapture the magic they once had. The petition gained attention and generated buzz buzz among fans and the hip-hop community. It seemed like a glimmer of hope for a potential reunion that could have marked a turning point in their feud. However, despite the enthusiasm and support from fans, the G-Unit reunion did not materialize. The game's efforts to reunite G-Unit ultimately fell short, leaving fans disappointed and the feud between him and 50 Cent unresolved. The obstacles and deep-rooted issues that had plagued their relationship proved too difficult to overcome, despite the collective desire for a reunion. Well, the feud continues even in 2023 and shows no signs of slowing down. We can only hope that it doesn't turn violent.